people thought I was nuts when I left that because all my insurance was paid for. I was doing good.
Yeah, especially having a family.
It was very nerve-wracking.
We started in July of last year. We were $20,000 away from hitting $1 million our first 6 months.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is Juan Moreno, and we got John Watts here. Today we're going to be introducing our team members from Carterville, Blake and Maggie. They are part of our United Metal Building authorized dealers out of Carterville. And welcome in, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So today, this is our second podcast we're doing now, and we're very thrilled to bring in our authorized dealers one at a time, and hopefully we can make the best of it and see what they got for us. So first off, thank you guys for coming in. I know it was a pretty long trip, but we're glad that you guys made it, so very nice. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem. So first off, I wanted to ask you guys what originally got you guys into the metal building industry? What keeps you guys passionate about it today? What's one of those, things that you say that, hey, you guys, this is the reason why I joined it, for selling metal buildings. I know you guys sell the portable sheds with Cardinal, and I know a lot of our dealers, they sell Cardinal, and they always tell us, they go hand in hand. But can you give us a little bit more details so that people can know, what got you guys into this industry?
Yeah, we actually haven't been in this industry very long, so we're still learning, but we have thoroughly enjoyed it. I had no idea anything about buildings and sheds until last July. So this is our bread and butter. This is what we do full time together. But I think with the metal buildings, firstly, all the other shed lots were selling them. So we wanted to have other options for customers, no matter what they were looking for or what their needs were. We kind of are like a superstore, we like to call it, because we just have the space for a lot of options for people to view in person,
Right.
See and touch. So that's kind of why we added metal buildings to our...
For you guys' lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I know you guys got a really nice lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Yeah, we're very thankful for our location and our lot. And we're just looking forward to growing with United for sure.
Nice. That's cool. So what kind of what types of buildings are your customers asking the most right now? Can you explain what's you get? I mean, you get a variety of customers, obviously. I mean, farmers, regular customers that want to keep, all their toys in, their RVs, their ATVs, boats. Why do you think those trends are growing, for that style of customers that you guys are, mostly selling for or having in person?
I know mainly
I think garages is the most popular, or carports. Standard carports. I think the garages with lean-tos are pretty popular in our area.
Right.
In Southern Illinois, we have a lot of farmers, people who have acreage, larger properties. They like to kind of keep things separate from their home, I guess, kind of spread out things a little bit more. So they're not right on top of you and your home. So the garages with the lean-tos, I think are pretty popular.
Yeah.
Lately
The
for
carports with storage. A lot of folks didn't know you can just get a carport but then add a storage in the rear.
Right.
So a lot of folks like that option as well.
Especially our garages with, those options that we have, the overhead doors, they're in color, the walk-in doors that we have, black doors.
Yes, they're very nice. And I think in our area, people don't want to sacrifice the look that they're going for.
Right.
So having those options, I know we'll get into that later, but yeah, yeah, the garages and carports, I think our area just utilizes a lot more than
Right.
anything
And
else.
that was a big thing we looked into United because United has all those options for folks. They've got the nicer doors, they've got the overhead doors with windows, and you've got the 1 foot overhangs so people can really snazz them up and make them
The
look
road
nice.
pitches also, the
Yep.
312 is just our standard 412, 512. And I think that's a lot of key factors that we like to implement to our buildings to make sure that, customers get what they want, not just like building A, building B,
There's no one size fits all building. It's more than just a building. So it should be what someone wants. They worked hard to be able to have that, and it should be what they're going to be happy with for many, many years.
And it's like I tell a lot of customers, like, it's not like you're buying a little doghouse where you're like, oh, whatever works, it's fine.
I'll paint it later.
And we'll
Why would you paint it when you just
upgrade later, I mean, I would tell customers, I'm like, look, like you're buying a building that's worth, a lot of money, and we want to make sure that you get what you really want, from the first start till it's installed. We want to have that happy face with them, to make sure that I like the quality. I like the actual updates that we did to it, the 1 foot overhang, the overhead doors, roll up doors that are in color, um, wraparound lean-tos, the Dutch corners, the 45-degree cuts. Those are very big with customers because they want to make sure that they get that building. Sometimes they want to make sure they want to make it just like their house.
Yes.
And they want to make sure that everything looks accordingly, the same. So I think, like you said, I mean, like your farmers, they want to make sure that they get that correct space, for their combines, for their tractors or, just for hay stacking, stuff like that, So I think that our buildings, I always tell customers, is like we like to customize our buildings to the needs of the customer, Sometimes it's every customer has a different mind. Like every customer has a different mind to where like I want to use this building for this, can you guys do that? Well, we require like, okay, what is it going on to? Okay, well, I'm going to have like a retaining wall or I'm going to have it on this type of surface, partially gravel, partially concrete. Is it possible? Of course it's possible. All we need to know is exactly what's the measurements of what's going on gravel and what's going on concrete. So that way we can put the correct size of, anchors there, if it's going mobile home anchors, if it's going, concrete anchors, we put some on there and, we like to make sure that the customer's happy. So, or a lot of customers want to say, hey, you know what, I want to pour the concrete layer on. Right now, I only got a budget for the metal building right now, but next year,
concrete later.
Yeah. And that's a big question that you guys probably going to get or you guys have already. Like, is it possible with these buildings, can I put concrete layer down the road or not? Of course you can. They can have it on gravel right now. And then next year, hey, we're going to throw it on concrete. So all these buildings are well designed to where they can actually pour the concrete later on down the road. So that way, it, have a good pad on there. And
that's another thing I ran into a question about is someone already had an existing building. So if they have a United building already and they wanted to do additions to it, or a plan in the future to extend it.
Yeah.
So I like that option too.
Yes.
So you can kind of do it in phases and stages as necessary.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the good things that, with our buildings is like you said, customers, let's say they just buy our standard garage for right now, but then later down the road, they're like, hey, you know what? I want to lean to because I want to put like a patio grill there and all that stuff, for family reunions, stuff like that. We can always go back out there and add all these additions to their buildings, That's one of the things I get a lot from customers and our dealers, like, hey, customers really like that option that you guys can go back out there and add any extension to these buildings or any modifications to them. Absolutely.
Because they probably don't even know what they need until they're in it. And then, oh, that would be nice to have.
Mm-hmm. Or they're getting a new toy. Like, hey, I'm getting a new boat or an RV. I need a lean-to cover that, Is it possible? Of course. Yeah. Just give us the right dimensions and, what section do you want it on? If you want it on the side, or we could also, implement it to install them on the gable ends, on whichever end. It just depends on where the customer actually wants it. I know we get a lot of customers that say like, I got this other building. Is it possible for you guys to attach it to there? Unfortunately, when it's not a UMB building, we can't attach it just because of, you know, liability reasons. But we can put it as close as we can to that existing building, and then they can take care of it where they can just, you know, add a flashing on there so that they can cover that, you know, any water to go in. But we always want to make sure we help the customer, not just tell them, nope, it's not one of our buildings, we can't do it. No.
But here's why. And then they usually understand and appreciate our hesitancy because we're thinking of them first.
Yes, and that's what they really like. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for an actual answer or like an actual like idea, like, okay, you know what, we can do this and this can actually work for you. And then you just got to like, you know, do any minor attachments to it to make it work like you want it. And they end up buying it and, you know, they're happy with it, you know? But like, if it's a really good UMB building that they actually bought from us and they want to do any like, you know, attachments to it, sky's the limit. Like I said, I mean, if they have any new ideas that come up, you know, later down the road that say, hey, well, I bought this new thing, but is it possible if I can do like a internal wall inside for this storage, add a window in that wall, a walk-in door so I can walk back and forth? We can always do that, you know?
Yeah, I imagine that being something that people think of later on.
Mm-hmm. And that's literally, we get a lot of questions from customers that way.
I'm actually a little surprised by how often we have returning customers because at the beginning I was like, wait, people buy more than one building? Like,
Yeah.
I was really surprised by the number of people that come back. You know, we have one of these already, but we want to get another one. And
Mm-hmm.
like, okay.
Yeah.
And getting it right the first time is a pretty big deal too, as much as you possibly can, because
Yeah.
like Juan was saying, if you get that new toy and maybe it's a boat for the very first time. Well, how many people buy a boat for the first time, get the right size boat? If they enjoy it, what do they get in the next year? Probably a different boat, you know, or whatever. So
It's safe to go
they're
bigger.
gonna do that. So it never hurts to go bigger, you know, that time too, because most people, they very rarely are, gosh, it's too big, we'll never fill it up.
Yeah.
They do.
Well, the family grows and they be something bigger for sure.
Yep.
So it's always nice that, you know, they got that option that they can come back and tell you, hey, you know what, I need to make an addition. Of course, tell me what you want, what you're looking for, and we'll make it work. You know, that's always a good thing for a customer to know that they can always come back and do that. So
Mm-hmm.
that is awesome. So tell us a recent project you're especially proud of, like, and what made it stand out. So what project or what building have you sold that you guys are proud of and that you guys are like, man, this came out really good? I mean, it's like customers happy, customer.
Yeah, he was very, very happy. You know, he called and was just very happy. So I mean, he bought previously, which he's bought probably 7 or 8 buildings from us.
Okay.
You know, over the remainder of a year probably.
Wow.
He's a farmer and he's just
Lots of different
he's
projects.
got buildings and metal buildings galore out there on the property. I mean, they just want to keep adding them. And on this last one, he had told me, he said, this was just amazing. You know, he said they left as if they were never there. Everything was perfect, clean, and he's a very particular person.
Right.
And he was just very happy.
Blake, is that one that you're talking about previously that he had dealt with a different company that you had previously worked for?
Mm.
And this is his first time going with UMB with you as well too?
Yeah, and even on our end, the whole process was just better for him and for us. It was like a night and day difference with the order process, the communication. The installers were great. No complaints. Like he said, that he didn't even know that they were there, and then
Right.
it was up and
I
done.
believe he left a review because I was looking at the reviews and that name popped up. That
Yeah.
he was very happy about the installers. You know, that they were very polite, very professional. They were in and out, and they cleaned up after themselves. And you know, talking a little bit about that, you know, our main priority is always, you know, from start to finish. So like from you guys, you know, that you guys are with the customer face to face, you know, as part of our authorized dealers. It's very nice to where the customer can have that peace of mind of like, I got the great service from the get-go from the dealer. You guys send the order into the office. We take care of it, confirm it, go over the order with the customer. And if he needs to make any modifications, we do it right there and then. Um, and it's very important for us to where like the customer feels that satisfaction of like, if I got a question, somebody's going to answer me right away. They're not going to sit and wait days or weeks, or sometimes they never get that call back of the actual company saying like, hey, you know what? I know you're requesting this and this from your building. You got some questions. Let me take care of you. Um, some customers don't get that,
Yeah.
and it's
We've
very
experienced that in the past. Just communication was lacking elsewhere. And um, like I said this morning, we're just thrilled to finally be with a metal building company that does things right.
But you can sell a building all day. If you don't have customer service, and you might as well just not even sell no more,
right.
because that's a killer.
That's definitely right. And like I said, I mean, we always express it to our installers, our crews, that, it's very important for them to give them the best service ever, like show up, you know, ask the customer, where can I go? Where can I walk through? I don't want to ruin anything of your property. We always like our scheduling team, they ask the customer, hey, you know, the installers are going on these type of trucks. They got their trailers, they unload their ladders, all their equipment, no, actually the building products, is there a certain way or a certain area that we can drive into so that, it's easy in access, and that we don't, ruin any part of your property. So that's one of the key factor questions that we always ask our customers, before we head out, so we always tell the installer, to follow those keynotes and, stick to them. So that way we get that customer happy. Now, it's very important, that our installers, when they're out there, you know, they pick up all that stuff after themselves, like, hey, screws, sheet metal, they are cut, make sure that everything's picked up so that the customer, if they drive in or whatever, they don't get a flat tire,
Right.
or even worse, somebody doesn't get, cut or,
Oh, yeah.
injured with one of those screws. So like I said, it's very important for our guys, once they're done, they go back out, make sure the perimeter where they were at, pick up after themselves. That's something that we always express to them. And we've had a lot of good, feedback from our customers. Like you said, that
Yeah.
these guys are phenomenal. I mean, they pick up after themselves, they're very polite. They're very professional. If they got any questions whatsoever, they ask them, hey, you know what? We have a lot of customers where like they design their building and they put the window, let's say 3 foot from the wall going in, you know, everything good. Once the installer's there, they're like, you know what? Is it possible that we can change our walk-in door or window over on this side? I know I got it on here on the layout of the building, but is it possible? Of course. The installer will tell them, yeah, you just tell me where you want it. We'll make sure we put it there,
That's
So
something that I really appreciate, and I know that customers also appreciate, is that your installers have been doing this for years and years, and they are the experts of the building. So just the fact that they can make a change and assist the customer kind of in the way that a sales dealer would, they just have that knowledge and the ability on site
right.
to accommodate those changes. And then again, just with checking in with the customer and just asking their preference of where do you want us to set up. I would appreciate that because I know there's been times where I look out my kitchen window and the mower's there or someone's doing something with the internet and like I was never even told you were coming.
Right.
And I like to be prepared and just be in the know of the whole process.
Right.
And our customers have really raved just since we've joined with United Metal Buildings. It's
No.
a pleasant experience for everyone.
And that's what we want to hear. Like I said, I mean, it takes us a lot of effort, a lot of time to actually be where we're at. Like I said, our main goal is always to give the customer the best service, but the most important thing is the quality. The quality of our buildings is like what we like to stand out for. Like I said, a lot of customers say, hey, you know what? I got a building that I bought some from elsewhere, but from the outside, it looks the same.
Mm.
The sheet metal panels, they're all the same. But once I go inside, it's totally different building,
Yep.
totally different structure. Like they can tell the differences from a UMB to a different, brand.
Different species of
Yeah,
buildings.
and
We hear that a lot from people. They're like, "Oh, I had no idea that it was gonna like be this sturdy," or like, "Wow, there's actually support in this building." We hear that a lot with our other buildings as well. Just like the quality difference that you can see and touch in person. You can just see the difference. You don't even have to like go into it with people. It's like you're just gonna know.
right,
Not all metal buildings are created equally.
Exactly. And like you said, from the outside, you would never know.
right. Once you walk into them, that's when you see the whole magic of what that UMB brand brings into you. Like, like all vertical style buildings, like I was telling you guys before, our girts, they're actually square tubing on the girts, in between the uprights. We make sure to add those square tubing and not just put C channels on them, that makes them more flimsier. We like to make sure that our buildings are done right so that that customer can have a long life lasting building that they know they can have that peace of mind down the road that, oh man, this building is going to be sturdy, for years.
Yeah.
So that's our main, goal for our buildings, to actually make sure that that customer feels that peace of mind all the time, that that building is not going to be flimsy in 5-10 years down the road. We make sure that that building is going to be steady and ready for anything, for the long term,
Right.
10,
Because
50.
no one wants to have to replace a building, and no one never should.
Right.
Yes, you educated me today on what were they called again? The GERT?
The girts.
The GERT.
Yes.
So yes, I mean, that may come up for me because people, like, I like to point out the difference between the horizontal and the vertical siding. And then obviously the roof is huge, the
Yes.
vertical roof. Like, I'm not going to let you not get a vertical roof.
Right.
But just knowing that it's not just which way the metal is going, it's structurally sound both ways.
Right.
So you don't have to compensate, well, I want the vertical, but it may cost me a little more because I have to have those supports. But if that's what they want, then they're going to want it the right way. They're going to want it built right. So it's worth the expense. And we don't just tell people, well, this is the cheaper option. We tell people, yes, this is a little bit more, but here's what you're getting for that price. We just like people to be informed. I mean, it's a big decision. So
Oh yeah.
Be transparent.
Big transparency. That's the main key right there.
yeah, we're pretty much an open book.
Yeah. Well, we picked United because we only want to sell the best products on our lot, so that's why we chose United.
Right.
We did our research.
We should have researched more at the beginning,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we got here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that
Out
counts.
here now.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, what's one thing customers misunderstand about metal buildings that you wish everyone knew?
That's a good one.
So, like a little bit ago, we talked about like our frame structures on the roof bolts. Like a lot of customers, when they walk in and they see the interior, they're like, okay. So first thing they notice, like we said, obviously from the outside, the sheet metal panels, they all look the same. But we talked about a little bit ago about once they walk in and they see the structure,
Right.
oh man, these guys put like, like we said, for perfect example with the girts,
Yep.
instead of C channels, they put, square tubing on them.
Right.
One other thing that we talked about is like the frame bowls, the extra frame structure that we weld into the frame
Yes, which helps with the
with
PSF.
the PSF rating. Yes. So like a lot of other, brand names, they only do the frame bowl and they add another bar on the top of the frame, but they only go up to where like it actually does the bend of the structure. We actually extend another bar welded on there to give it a more sturdy on the roof top. So that way we actually accommodate the 40 pounds per square foot,
And our weather
Yeah.
is insane in Southern Illinois. So
You can get a little of everything.
you just have to be prepared for
Yeah.
everything. And the PSF is really the most important part of your building, the bones of the building. So
That's the main structure thing. You want to make sure that sustains the actual snow load.
Because, I mean, there's always customers when they come in there because, where we're located at, I mean, we've got, probably 13 people that sell what we sell, but different products, So you just got to sit there, explain them. And usually after you do, they want to buy from us, right? They see the quality difference and the way we present ourselves. There's somebody actually there speaking to them.
that is something huge that I have noticed in the metal buildings is we don't just sit under a carport with our phone number. This is our business. And we treat it like that every single day. And we are there every single day. You can call us and we answer. We text, we are on social media. We're just very available. And when people come to our business, they know that we take it serious because we're there. Sometimes they're just shocked. And it's like, you can look around anytime. They're open. Look around and just give me a call and I can be here if I'm not. But we have set hours, weekend hours. We're not just a phone on the side of a carport.
I have had multiple deals, and it was because I was there.
Right. Yeah.
Because someone's ready to buy.
I had one guy call me, for instance. He'd been to 4 other places that day, and there wasn't nobody there.
Wow.
And he'd call the number, no one's calling him. And the guy would call back, be like, well, I'll be there at 4 o'clock. This is like 1 o'clock. He's like, so I'm coming to your location. Are you there? Because I'm ready to buy. I've had that happen multiple times.
And see, that's one of the things that we like to hear, especially through our authorized dealers, is that there's somebody always there, making sure that, that customer gets all those questions answered, making sure that the customer gets the correct information, and they're ready to buy. Like I said, they don't just want to just go there just to see sometimes. Obviously, it takes process, to actually buy a structure.
Sometimes.
Yes.
There are, like you said, different customers. Some are ready. They know
what they want.
Yeah, and they're ready then. But for some, it is a process.
Right.
And I get that because it's a big decision.
Well, it's like I said earlier, you're not buying a doghouse. It's like buying a structure that's worth a good amount of money. That's going to give, a good, I want to say, what's that word I want to say is like, it's more value to your property.
Yes.
Because you're actually putting a structure in there. So it's not like I said, it's not going to be a simple process where like, oh, everybody will want a customer. They're like, okay, you do one quote, boom, there you go, sold. We all
it's
want
a lot more. It's a new process. Those days are great when they come to you. But just being available for questions anytime. We always follow up with people just to be so they know that like they're on our mind. We didn't just forget about them, and it's our goal to find out their needs.
Right.
And sometimes you have to pry that out of people, but there's a reason why we want to know that, so we can have a solution for their needs.
Give them the correct building that they want.
Yeah, and it's not just some cookie cutter building for everyone. So there's more to it. That's another thing I think people don't realize and they need to know is it's not like I just want to buy a building. It's all these details that go into it. Where's it going to go? What are you going to be using it for?
Right.
There's so much more that goes into it.
I think one thing that maybe will come in place with this question is like, one thing that customers could know that actually you guys can let them know as part of being an authorized dealer is like with the 3D builder designer that we have, you can actually design the building that they want, make sure that colors, dimensions, openings, whatever. But the designer, you can send a link to the customer to their phone so that when they open it up on their phone, they take like a picture of where the actual building was done.
No.
And the actual design goes in that section where the building is
I've
in,
used
and they
that
can
before.
see what the building is going to look
It
like.
puts the building in your yard, and you physically move your camera,
Yeah.
and it's there for you to see.
That's one thing that you guys can probably, like, answering that question. Like, I wish customers will know this once they come in, so that we can send a link to their phone or their tablet, so they can see exactly what the building is going to look like.
And it's not just like, here, see what your colors are going to look
Right.
like. It's where do you need your doors? Where do you need your windows?
Exactly. It helps them out to map out where they want all those openings at.
Yeah, and actually physically put your stuff where it's going to go and assemble it, and know how much space you need and if it's going to work with where you're wanting it.
And another key feature that Idea Room brought in also as our designer is that you can actually implement tractors, trucks, mowers, size motorcycles, ATVs, RVs, boats into the designer, put it in, and they can see how they can place each item in there.
Yes.
And you can actually move the item, and it tells you the distance from the wall to
And that comes in handy, especially with carports,
Yes.
because people don't know what size they need.
Right.
Like, I don't know how many times I've Googled, like, what is the width and length of this?
such and such car. Yeah. Well, now you can actually click on the designer, and if the customer has a truck or a pickup, boom, it'll put it on there, and you can move it around so you can tell them, okay, you need this size of building.
Right.
This is a truck you got. This is the vehicles you got. This will give you the correct size that you want, because you don't want a carport. You get your vehicle in there. When you open the doors, you're like, oh my God.
Or when you're bringing the groceries in and the trunk is in the pouring rain because it's not long enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you hit it with the upright, and you right there and then you just, door ding yourself right there. So
Yep.
that's a very good feature. So,
Yeah.
for sure. So John, can you?
Yep. Absolutely. You guys mentioned earlier that this is relatively new adventure for you. You're less than a year in,
It is.
just starting middle of last year.
Yeah.
Since that time, obviously, you've dealt a lot with the same company with portable buildings, but you start off with a different metal manufacturer, and now you've just recently, in the last couple of months, made a move over to United Metal Buildings. In that amount of time, what benefit working with United Metal Buildings do you feel has worked to benefit your company and helped you grow?
Answering the phone.
Yeah.
There you go.
Straight direct to the point. That's what it is. Yeah.
He might be a little passionate about we had previous issues and concerns, and a lot of them were coming from customers, and it made us very unhappy knowing that a customer didn't receive quality customer service. We just are not about that.
And you've had the opportunity today visiting our location and meeting everyone and seeing kind of the layout and the flow and stuff there. And hopefully you get a better understanding that your calls are going to go answered.
Yeah.
Your customer service is going to have
where they'll either, it's not like answering me right now, but I'm getting a call back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm
An email or something.
I mean, previously we would be worried, like, are we going to hear back? Like, and again, just the customers not having any communication from the office, us trying to check in on things, and they don't even have an order or something. Like, it's just night and day.
Yeah.
Coming up here and seeing has really helped. Like, just gives us peace of mind, like we're where we want to be because of everything that you guys are doing here. It's so organized. Everything's right here. The office staff are all right there together in the same building. You don't have to track anyone down when you need something. And then just the training. Not everyone can become a United Metal authorized dealer. Like, you have to apply and, have the location, have the traffic, and treat it like a business. So that's another thing is other metal building companies, I mean, anyone can sell. So you want to have the right team.
Right. Yeah.
So I think we definitely have that here.
Definitely quality over quantity. Even
Yeah.
quantity's very,
Yes.
very proud of that too. But yeah,
There's a start alarm that goes through in place before you become a dealer.
Yep.
That's something that John he's in charge of, all our dealer network as our dealer specialist. He does a screening beforehand, sends you guys out the packet, you guys review it, you guys fill out all the answers that it needs to be answered. And then he brings it in, he reviews it, make sure that we talk as a team, see if it's convenient for us for you guys to be one of our dealers. And if you guys, meet the expectations that we're looking for, that's what, we bring you guys on board and give you guys all the training, all the tools, all the resources. He visits you guys, he goes out there and make sure that, see how you guys are doing, what new things you guys need, or if you guys need more training, he's
Yep.
always giving you guys a training, sending out emails, periodically of different options and, different implementations that we're doing. He's in charge of letting you guys know all that stuff. So,
And we want that to go both ways too. We're not necessarily, screening you to make sure you're a great fit for us and whatever, but vice versa. Are we
Right.
going to fit your expectations?
Yeah.
Are we going to do, fit what you're looking for? Sometimes that's not always the case neither. So, again, what we have our processes, we've been very good with them. It's been, something that's worked out very good for us. And, we've had some applicants that we weren't going to be a good fit for.
Yeah.
It's not always the other way. So, we try to make sure it works for everybody, but, there's no sense in, leading into it, wasting either party's time. We want to make sure that we're the right fit for the dealer as well too, so that we can all be successful.
and I think part of that also is, we want to take care of your guys' image as a business. We want to make sure that, we screen you guys so that we know that we're getting the same, response back from you guys to take care of our,
Right.
image and
Because it's your brand and you're trusting us with it. I would be very hesitant to,
right.
know.
And that's why we provide all the services, for our dealers to make sure that, your business.
We feel very supported.
That's the thing. Your image, counts a lot for us, with your customers, because we want to make sure that we take care of you guys and we also take care of your customers. So with that screening that John does, we know that both parties are going to get that same, quality service. So that's what we like to be a little bit more selective on who we choose, who we don't, so that way we give the best service out there, for both customers.
Sure. Blake, you mentioned earlier that in your area, there's competitors up to 6, competitors in your just general local area and stuff there. And I know that Maggie, you do a lot of the hands-on day-to-day, meet with every customers. You both do. But as Blake said, you're there, all the time, the face. Take us through kind of some of the process that makes your business, Cardinal Buildings of Carterville there, a premier destination over some of them other sites. We touched a little bit on being available, but take us through that buying customer experience.
I want to start by saying that's what we want it to be, is an experience.
Yes.
When someone comes to our lot, it's different.
Yeah.
And I honestly have never been on a shed lot until last year. But you can just like feel it. We will come out and greet the customer if they look like they want some information, but it's super chill. It's super low key. You just browse, shop. We'll come find you and just check in, see if you're looking for anything specific. But yeah, the process, you can get back to that.
Well, our lot's just completely different than any other lot through Southern Illinois. I got 4 acres, so, and it's very well maintained. It's very nice, and we keep it nice all the time because we like the image. We're big on image.
Yeah.
All these other lots you go to, you just got your run-of-the-mill people that just don't really are passionate or care. It's mainly maybe because it's their side gig.
Yeah.
Mainly it's just something they do for extra money, but not for us. We quit our full-time jobs, and in my full-time job, I was in the union, and I made good money. I did
Benefits.
fiber optic construction, underground directional boring for years. People thought I was nuts when I left that because all my insurance was paid for. I was doing good.
Yeah.
And then I just 2 weeks into this, I quit.
Especially having a family.
Oh yeah.
It was very intimidating. It was but I was hesitant at first, but
It's your biggest driver, right?
We started in July last year. we were $20,000 away from hitting $1 million our first 6 months, and now we're into 1.3.
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
but like I said, we push hard but that we love it.
But see, it's all based off of your research on screening. Who do you actually want to partner with?
Yeah.
Who do you actually want to sell for? It's very good that you guys do your planning out, like researching what companies do I really want to join?
Yeah.
What companies, are actually going to take care of us? You might have a hurdle here with a certain company, but then you learn from that, because everybody learns from their mistakes.
Well, we had expectations also.
Right.
So when that doesn't work out, then we
Go on to the
adapt
next.
and overcome.
Yeah. Well, for sure. But yeah, definitely. What advice would you give a customer shopping for a metal building for the first time?
Do your research. Right. You can talk to somebody all day long, but that's like I tell all my customers, whatever product they're buying, I'll say, hey, do you have your contract? Let's go over it. And most of the time they do. And I'll just tell them the differences straight up. And I tell them all the time, like, I'm not here to be a car salesman or be like the next guy down the road. I'm here to sell you something that is going to be good for you and is going to last for you. And at the end of the day, they usually buy from us because they see it in the fine print, what I'm telling them.
Yeah.
And it's the truth because it's on our paper and it's not on theirs.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
So they see it right there.
That's definitely very good.
And I'll call them out. I mean, I do all the time because I don't really care because I honestly think what I sell at my lot is the best and we have the best product and it shows because of our customers and what they say about us.
Right.
So,
Yeah. They're never going to be mad at you for telling the truth. And that if you guide them down a different route just to make them happy or sell them a lesser inferior product.
Yeah, that's the
now-
thing. Even if they go a different route, I mean, at least they got an honest answer.
and I think they like too that I'm spending the time with them, like, because you go to other dealers and, if you come in there, right off the get-go saying, oh, I'm shopping around, I've already been here, I'm going here next. Most of the time, they're probably not really care much to spend much time.
Yeah, I let them just
I give them the full experience as if they were coming in there and never told me that. And that's what shows them. Because I had a customer the other day. They were saying they were going somewhere else when they first came in there. And by the end of our conversation, they said, no, I'm buying from you.
Hey, that was my customer.
The next day, they black them. No. Your customer.
Never mind.
All right, we got to work that one out later.
Yeah.
So here's Chance a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about. We introduced you initially there as Cardinal Buildings of Carterville, Illinois. Obviously, you're in Southern Illinois there. Give us some information about your business, location, contact, etc., and what's next for you. What is the next new adventure? What's taking you to the next level? What can customers come to expect from you there in Carterville? And
Well, we're located on Route 13 in Carterville, right next to the Turner's Table restaurant. We're there Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30. We're on Facebook. We have a lot there, and we're getting some new displays that we're excited about, some carports and buildings to check out. But some big things that we have coming up, Blake.
In the fall, we really haven't spoke about it much, but we're going to do another customer appreciation event. So we're also going to involve both products, Cardinal Buildings and United. So it's going to be for the lot. So hoping to get a lot of folks out there. We're going to be on the radio talking about it. I'm going to try to have them down there, have food truck, have some giveaways and some special events, maybe some stuff for the kids and such.
Right.
And that's kind of having the displays and making it real nice. We're real particular about everything I am, just making sure everything's nice. We situate our lot every month. My buildings are changing positions. So if somebody comes in there and they've not been there for a month, my buildings are going to be different, right? Because I have somebody come in there monthly and we switch stuff around.
Well, one thing is you guys are going out to, what is it, the trade show?
Shape convention.
Yeah, so that's also a big thing that's coming out for you guys too. That's going to be exciting.
And then we got the DeCoin State Fair coming up.
Yes.
And we'll be there. And I think it lasts about 10, 11 days.
Can you tell us what days?
So that's on August
August?
Yeah, I think it's usually like right before school starts.
Okay.
Is that right?
Right.
But they have concerts, like really nice, well-known concerts there.
Big name stuff.
A lot of people camp and stay the whole time. So we'll be set up with
big
some
deal.
buildings.
Time there.
Yep. And then we're happy to talk to people about United Metal Buildings while we're there as well. So anything anyone needs.
August 28th is when it starts.
Oh, it starts August 28th.
So I think they have Randy Hauser, the Winter Singer. He's one of the big ones. Big with there. And I think some other, they have like country night, and they'll have like the hip hop night. I think Wiz Khalifa's playing for that.
Oh, wow.
And I think they have like a night where it's I think gospel music as well. So they have something there for every so
Every-
and they got like 4-H fair with the animals. I think they've got like the rodeo, demolition derby.
Oh, those are fun.
Buck sometime.
And those monster trucks are fun.
But we'll be right beside Carter's Turf and Tractor,
Okay.
and like where kind of more of the off-road stuff's going to be at and stuff. So we'll be there with a big display. We're going to have some United Metal Building stuff there, Cardinal Buildings. We'll have somebody there on staff every day
Right.
to sell.
That's going to be exciting.
We're going to be set up to
Yeah, it'll be busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll be set up to sell right there. So a customer wants to buy, I think we might end up having some special pricing going on,
Yeah.
some giveaways. So
Of course.
it'll be good.
Or just to gather information,
Yeah.
There's lots of questions that people don't know to ask.
That's for sure.
Kind of like he said, doing your research is
Very key factor.
very good advice.
And that environment's a little bit low-key, not as much pressure as, say, you're on your lot. That feeling of having to buy or whatever.
Some people, I know I would. That's probably why I never shopped around for sheds before, is I just felt like I just want to see what this is. I'm just a little intrigued about it, but I don't want someone to come out and talk to me about it because I don't even know what to ask, when they get there. So I think it being low pressure, no stress, the buildings are open all the time. Our displays are there for you to see. Go inside, make yourself,
At home.
Pretty much. Just let the customer talk.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. I see a lot of other people do is you're trying to put them in. Like I know my inventory, and I know exactly like, if someone comes in there and tells me, I just start asking them the questions they need, then I just start letting them talk.
Right.
And then I'm able to put them exactly where I need to be. So we can be
less options.
Rather than trying to control it and tell them what they need. No,
Right.
it's up to them for sure.
But in the United Metal Buildings, everything is so customizable. Just walking around the shop here today, whatever someone wants, it's right here. Even like you said, on install day, we can configure this differently if needed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's very true. So
A good place for a customer to start is to either visit your Facebook page or
Yes.
website, go to a 3D builder from there, which will link up
Yes.
directly with what you guys are doing.
Yep,
Some-
our
go from-
Facebook page is Cardinal Portable Buildings of Carterville. We also have United Metal Buildings of Carterville on Facebook.
Okay.
So we're just trying to get that page geared up. Since we came to visit today, we're really excited to show our customers what we've learned here today and show them some real products that are going on here. So Facebook, and then on there I have links to everything. We have a link to our current inventory
okay.
on the lot, and then as well as the 3D builder. So I've got our United 3D builder linked on our United Metal page. That's just the easiest place to start, honestly. Our phone number's on there, our email's on there, and all you have to do is hit request a quote. The quote comes directly to our email. All we have to do is log in, and all the prices are right there. So I don't have to be in the office to send you your quote. I literally can just log in from wherever I'm at and just send it to you. And that's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take me 3 days to get back to you on a quote. I'm not getting my notepad and pencil out. You're doing it, and I'm maybe making suggestions on, hey, did you notice that you didn't add these
like the
concrete flashing or something. Yeah. You're going to need that. So we're going to add that. And then here's your updated quote. No biggie.
Well, I'm very happy to have you guys a part of our team for sure.
We appreciate it. We're happy to be with you guys too.
I'm glad. One last question I got. What do you think that we can do to improve ourselves in United? What do you think something after you saw, the shop, after you guys been working with us, with your customers and everything, what do you think that we can improve better for you, for your service?
Um,
Risky question.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. I think I noticed like the efficiency of everything. When we were in the shop, you've tried things and you've tweaked things, and I think you're really good at assessing where you can be more efficient or more productive, like moving people's titles around. This person does this, but I see they have a strength in this area. Like you're just taking the time to evaluate, which I think every business should have a plan and evaluate and make changes.
To provide the best service for you.
Yeah, you guys, I'm like really impressed, to be honest. Like we had expectations I thought before, which were not met in the slightest. And then now it's like, wow, like this is even more than I had expected previously. So, yeah, I'm excited for big things.
And we're definitely not the best version that we can be yet. Obviously, we're still always looking for that option to
We're always growing.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate that, someone who can say that, like we're all human, we're all people. Be kind.
Yeah. Our greatest flaw will be the point where we say, okay, we can't get any better.
Right.
You can't be there. So there's always room to do that. So
Absolutely.
that's where we always look for that opportunity. And I think that's probably where that question strives from.
Yeah.
Yes. And like I said, I mean, I really, when you guys came on board, I heard a lot of very good thing about you guys. You guys, great team, great salespeople, beautiful lot. I always got that compliment. Your guys' lot is really nice, and you guys are always improving it, trying to make sure that it's looking nice. That's one of the things that I got from feedback of somebody that recommended you guys to us and us to you guys. But they weren't wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely we're not wrong. You guys are absolutely amazing on your guys' lot. You guys, the way you guys express to your customers, I mean, it really, I've actually talked to several of your guys' customers, and they always express about very good thing about you guys. And I think that's very good, coming from the actual customer, not just, somebody
Right.
that works with you or is, partner with you. It's actually coming from your customers that are saying this, and that's always what you really want to hear,
Oh, absolutely. That just, we did our job right.
At the end of the day, like it's a big area, but it's a small town.
Right.
And they all talk. That's word of mouth is what happens. And if you get a bad rep, they're not going to come.
They're not going to come to you. Yeah. But like I said, I've always got very good reviews from you guys, and, your customers are happy and satisfied. And that's what we really want to hear. We want to make sure that you guys are always there. You guys are helping your customers, to improve or, to modify or whatever, you guys are always there helping them. So I think that's really good from you guys. So
we always answer the phone. Like she'll get mad at me, but I answer my phone 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
As a customer, I do.
It's a service.
I just always do. Right. I don't ever put my phone on sleep mode. Here recently, I've been taking a little bit of a break from the phone because I'm trying to transition to work life. Right.
Yeah. Sometimes being so readily available for people can be exhausting, but we take it serious. We get back to people very promptly.
And see, that's why you guys are at where now, because of that service, and I think that you guys are great at it, and it's not just us speaking, it's your customers saying it, but that's one of the big things that I really appreciate from you guys, that you guys actually took on the shirt of United Metal Buildings and actually, make sure that, you guys give that great service to your customers and make sure that they get what they want, not just what you want to sell them.
Right.
That's the main thing. So, once again, I really appreciate you guys coming. I know you guys drove quite a bit, to get out here, but it was actually a great thing for you guys to come here.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we made the trip.
Yes.
And we like to come back or get together again.
Well, yeah, that'll be a great thing. That's what we're always wanting, through our dealers, to make sure that, you know, that we provide, any type of tools that you guys are requiring. If you guys need another visit here, if you guys want to bring, let's say, a customer down here, or let's say if one of your customers says, you know what, I want to stop by the facility, I got a road trip down that area, is it possible? Of course. Just
So
give us a call.
customers can come in
Of course.
and chat and
Give us
have
a
their
call. Let
questions.
us know, hey, I got this customer that would like to see your guys' installations, and this and that.
Yep.
We'll make them more than happy to come and see them and, give them that pleasant tour, so they can see our facility and make sure that what they want and what they're getting on their building is what they're seeing, and you want to check the product out. Definitely. So
Yep.
I really appreciate you guys. Once again, you guys, this is Blake and Maggie from Carterville out in Southern Illinois, and they're part of our United Metal Buildings team. So very happy to see you. John, thank you very much also for being with us. It's a pleasure to have you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.